Hi guys, how you doing? Today I'm going to talk about something a wee bit different. Kinda. Someone suggested this would be a good idea to talk about, and when I thought it through, it couldn't have been more right. So, I see from the title of the video, this is called "You're Capable of More Than You Think You Are." So often people stop themselves from achieving what they want to achieve right at the first hurdle because they think, I can't do that. Now, I'm going to take you through a wee journey. I'm not going to go into too much of it, sort of detail wise, but I'm going to take you through a wee sort of journey of what I've been on over the last little while. So a couple of weeks ago, I went away on a training camp. Now, most of my existing clients and friends down at the gym, and friends outside of the gym, have probably heard this story already. So if you have, feel free to not listen to this bit and skip forward. But this, then it might be interesting for you to hear. So, like I said, title of the video: You're capable of more than you think you are. About 12 months ago, roughly round about that, maybe 18 months now, I walked into my current gym that I train at, Fortis Athletics down in Cambuslang, and written up on the board was run a 5k. I have never been so scared about doing a workout in my life, and it was one movement. It involves very little skill for the amateur, not for the professional, but for the amateur, to run 5k. But run 5k written up on the board, and my heart sank. I'd never run 5k before. My wife will attest to this. When I decided that I wanted to start getting a bit better at running a few years ago, I couldn't run a kilometre without coming in and being burst, not a little bit tired, burst. Flat out of my back, bright purple, breathing all over the place. Could not run to save my life. It was a disaster. Now, what I wanted to talk about, what I wanted to kind of share with you guys is, when I went on this training camp, I knew that we were going for a run. I'd done a lot of work on running over the last year to 18 months, to the extent that I was running every Sunday, and quite recently I had done something that I'd never done before and set myself a 5k loop where I didn't come back past my house in some way. I ran away for 2.5k and had 2.5k to come back. That was a huge achievement for me. And then another day quite recently I went out for a run and I felt quite good. And I kept on going. That's the longest that I've ever run in my life, and that was about 8 kilometres. And turned up to the training camp, knowing that I was going for a run, so I had taken my running trainers with me and all that sort of stuff. And then I heard the words trail run. I was like, right, never done this before. This is totally new. Now, I misheard what was being discussed at the start, and all I heard was 2.2k. So I thought we were running like 2.2k out and then turning back round and coming back. The 2.2k mark came and went, and as it turns out, that was pretty much when the trail run started. There was then another 2 kilometres roughly of trail run to the turnaround point, when we then came back that basically 4k. Now, a couple of things. One, I was massively outside my comfort zone with this. I was over with a group of people who were all already pretty close friends by the looks of it, all knew each other really well. My coach that's there, I've met in person once before when she was over to do a seminar for us. I had never met anybody else before, and the first thing that we walk in to do is one of the things that I am weakest at when it comes to my training and running, so miles outside my comfort zone. Second thing, some ways it probably helped, I didn't know how far we were, or I didn't appreciate how far we were running. It ended up being a lot further. Now, what my point here is that I had never done a trail run before. I'd only once run 8k in my life before, and I turned up to an environment where I didn't really know anyone, didn't know the area, had misheard what we were doing, and just had to go and keep going. And I ran 8k on a trail run again. Now, this isn't I'm not doing this to go, hey, I ran 8k again, good for me. My point around this is, you don't realise what you're capable of until you're forced to do it. And the other thing that people don't tend to realise is how far they've come from when they started. Now, my very, very first 5k was just under the 30-minute mark. Now, the funny part about this trail run that we did was it was written down as being the warm-up. So, you can imagine how I felt when I realised I'd run 8k as a warm-up and was, I'll come to it in a second, but looking at the rest of the day with a sense of a little bit of trepidation. You know, I was a wee bit worried about how I was ever going to be able to do the rest of the day. You know, like, I just did an 8k trail run in under an hour. When my first ever 5k that I did was just under 30 minutes, and that was running on concrete, doing a loop, nothing really getting in the way, no mud, no stairs, no stuff like this to have to contend with. So yeah, when you factor all that in, it's a pretty big achievement, but what's probably the bigger achievement, and this is where people really don't realise what they're capable of until they're faced with having to do something that they've not done before. Like I kind of touched on, that 8k was classed as a warm-up. We then came back in and trained for the rest of the day. Now, I used to do this when I was younger. I used to do this when I was a kid and I was swimming. And we would do training days and we would go away and everything else. But I was used to it and knew what to expect. I'd been training most of my youth and was pretty comfortable with what was going on there. I also knew everybody that was there really well. I didn't know anyone at this one. So we came back in and then we started doing the rest of the training and did a full day's training on top of that. Never in my life would I have thought I would be able to go out and run 8 kilometres, come back in and then do a further full training day. To then go home to my bed and breakfast that I was staying in, admittedly I was wrecked. Like, it was home, try and eat without falling asleep in it, try and stay awake till a reasonable hour so you don't wake up at a ridiculous time in the morning, and then go to sleep and wake up, and what did we do the next day? Another huge training session. Now, again, the thing that caught me off guard here was we got in and our warm-up essentially was another 40-minute warm-up. This is regularly what we'll do for people for their entire training session. This is regularly what I'd look at as being a whole workout for someone. This is what I used to personally look at as being an entire workout. But I would come in, do the whole training session, do the whole warm-up, do the whole 40-minute warm-up, then do the workout, and then do another workout on top of that. Now, I'm not saying that this is something that you should do every week and something that should be the focus on what you're trying to do every weekend or every training session. Absolutely not. But to be able to prove to myself that view what I would previously look at as being a workout and that's just the warm-up, that's massive. Like, that was a huge sense of accomplishment for me. So my point around that is, don't let other people hold you back by telling you what they think is right. Now, I'm in the position where I can pay someone to be my coach and do my coaching for me and do my training for me, and that's great. And it gives you the confidence that, you know, I'm not going to give you something they know you can't necessarily do. But what I mean by this is, don't let somebody else say to you, "Oh, you've never done, therefore you can't." That's never going to be the case like that. You may need to build up to it, but don't let someone tell you you can't do it. Set that goal, set that objective, have that. Pull the pin one time. Don't be scared to do it. Just go, I'm going to try this and see what happens. What's the worst that will happen? You know, if it's go for a longer run than you've ever gone for, then you might have to walk the end of it, but just do it. Don't be scared to do it. The other element of this. So I was pretty nervous about going away on this training camp because, again, like I said, I didn't really know anyone. I was going outside of my comfort zone. I'm quite a kind of home-based person. I like my city, my town, my gym, all that kind of thing. So for me to go away on my own with a group of people that I didn't really know and put myself into this environment, that was pretty hard for me to do. So, but I believed it was the right thing for me to do. And I think that's a big thing for folk. I think people need to more often than not realise that they have to do what they believe to be right, not what someone else believes to be right, what they believe to be the right thing to do. And that's a massive thing. If you can get yourself to the point where you're doing what you believe in, nothing's going to stop you. Like, you will be an unstoppable force if you are following the path that you believe to be the right path. So don't let other people tell you what to do all the time. Don't let other people set your expectations. Have those expectations for yourself. Have that sort of belief and that desire to do what you want to do, and you'll go far. The next thing that I wanted to touch on, and this was a big thing for me, is regards completing that run, and then being able to continue to work out. So I've got to think of it this way: so success and what you think is success in your own eyes, that should never be dictated to you by somebody else. Success is what you believe to be the right thing to do, what you believe you can achieve. It's not what somebody else thinks is success, you know, and that doesn't come down to just, like I'm talking about, like running further than you've run before, anything like that. Like, that comes down to how you go about what you want to achieve and how you do what you want to achieve. So don't let somebody else dictate to you what they believe to be successful. Set your own parameters, set your own goals, and follow that. Because at the end of the day, if you complete something and you have that feeling of being successful, that's going to keep you going. That's going to be a pretty powerful force for you to have sitting behind you. And the final one, and I think this is probably the most important one, don't be scared, right? Like, I mean, I have an element of fear. Fear's okay as long as it's kind of controllable. And what I mean by that is, it's okay to be scared to put yourself into a position that you've not been in before. That's absolutely fine. Don't be scared to try. Don't be scared to do something and even fail at it. That's fine. Because then you've set yourself a new line to sort of surpass. You've put yourself in a position where you can then start to grow from that. And I saw something recently which really kind of hit home, and it was a really interesting concept that they put forward. Someone said people will rarely ever regret something that they've done, but will regret something that they don't do. So if you've got it in your head that you want to go out and you want to run a 5k, but you've never run 5k before, don't not do it. You'll potentially regret not doing it. You won't regret trying it. The worst case scenario, you'll try it and realise it's not what you were looking for. Don't do it. You'll never know. So don't let fear stop you from doing something. Be scared, have that wee element of fear, but don't let it stop you. Go and push those boundaries for yourself and see what you can do. It will pay off in the long run. I almost guarantee that. I've done it myself. And the other thing is, don't be afraid to start something. I quit my job, my good, steady paying job at a bank when I was in my 30s. Now, to go and become a personal trainer, not many people go down that route at that age, especially. So, but it's the best decision I've made. I've never been happier with what I'm doing. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it's scary. Yes, it's difficult. But I've never been happier with what I'm doing. So, from that sort of perspective, don't be scared to do something. So, same thing applies. Like, if you've never lifted weights but you want to lift weights, don't be scared to try. Everybody started somewhere. Just because you're at a certain age, or you're at a certain weight, or you're coming back from an injury, or you're coming back from a surgery, or whatever it happens to be, don't be scared to go and try it. Coaches are there to help you. That's what we're there for. That's my job. When you walk in and you say, I want to do, it's my job to then help you achieve that. And that's what drives us as fitness professionals. That's what pushes us to enjoy our jobs every day. Somebody come in saying, I want to such and such. And there's nothing more exciting for us, and hopefully for you, when you come in and go, I am going to do this, and I want to do this, and I guarantee you will find out that you are capable of more than you think you are. It just takes that one little step to say, I'm going to try, and then the rest of it's up to us to help you get there. So I hope you found this helpful, guys. Like I say every time on these videos, if it's on Facebook, give it a like, give it a share, give my page a wee follow. If it's on YouTube, again, give it a like, give it a subscribe. If there's any questions that you've got or anything that you want to find out, please just drop me a message. I'm here to help. But thank you so much for your time. I'll see you later. Bye for now.